Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a video here to review a movie that I could have sworn just came out to theaters like a month ago and now it's on Netflix already, but I decided to go ahead and watch it. Despite my feelings towards Jennifer Lawrence, I decided to watch this new comedy she was in that was the supposed return to raunch comedies being in the world. Things like Superbad and whatever. And it kind of is, but kind of not, kind of understandably so, kind of not that great in execution. This movie's called No Hard Feelings. I don't really know the director slash writer, but apparently he was involved with one of my favorite comedies of all time called The Office. Not Good Boys, that's the other thing he did. But I haven't seen that, so who gives a shit? Anyway, No Hard Feelings is about an hour and 45 minutes. It basically stars Jennifer Lawrence as a character who loses her car, and she happens to be a barkeep and an Uber driver to kind of keep her money going. She had a tragedy where she lost her mom, and she's about to lose the house that her mom gave her before she died. And to try to take care of having a new car to keep making money, pay off her taxes, whatever, she basically decides to answer for an ad from a couple of parents, one of them being played by Matthew Broderick from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, how could you not know who this man is? He's wonderful. Very, very different looking after the tragedy he had in his life, which was wild to me. But it took a moment for me to realize it was him. Anyway, these parents are asking for a young woman, 20-somethings, which Jennifer Lawrence's character in this film and in real life are like in her 30s. So she comes along to basically try to get their son out of this shell that he's kind of put himself in. He's kind of like a shy, bullied kid. He loves video games. He really just doesn't socialize. He doesn't really care about dealing with people his own age. He's about to go off to college, and the parents are kind of worried about that. They also happen to be rich, and they plan on giving Jennifer Lawrence a Buick if she not only dates their son, but also happens to sleep with him, which is super weird. But it is trying to go for this edgy raunch comedy we used to get all the time in like the 2005 to 2010 era, and where the hell did that go? Well, Amy Schumer and people like her killed that shit because of political correctness. So it surprised me to see Jennifer Lawrence, of all people, show up in this film, do things like a fully nude scene. I mean, completely fully nude right there in your face. It's not a body double, as far as I can tell. It was a weird moment to see Jennifer Lawrence, of all people, who was very adamant about respect for females, and I agree with that 100%, but I was surprised to see her come up in here saying all the things she's saying and doing the things she's doing, because it seems like even though she's an actress, she would be the type who would refuse a role like this. So it was kind of weird. To me, it was I'm going to go ahead and give in to the things I hate because my morality is very low and my bank account is also happening to be very low too, because she's not getting any work anymore because she's kind of an asshole. And you kind of see that all the time in stories of her in school and her online and supposedly behind the scenes of different movies, which would totally make sense. Personally, I think Jennifer Lawrence is one of the most unlikable actresses in Hollywood ever. Not just now, but ever. And I think this film kind of proves that, because she's basically playing herself. This character, Maddie, that she plays, she's not putting in a bad performance. Again, it seems more true to life to me than anything, of a very selfish woman who's lonesome and just really doesn't have much going for her. Jennifer Lawrence kind of strikes me as that, and that might seem harsh, but it's just the way I read this chick, like many actresses in Hollywood now, which is a shame, because I feel like it's just not the right type of thing as a star that little girls should look up to, because Jennifer Lawrence just strikes me as the type who's just a selfish person in general, like most of Hollywood. They always have been, but still. The young man that she's supposed to be with, he's a little dorky, a little goofy. His performance is fine. There's a couple of standout moments from him. But this film is kind of that situation I feel towards Superbad. Superbad is regarded as a classic. I just saw it for the first time ever, surprisingly enough. You'd think with all the horrible things I've watched in my life for movies that I would have seen that by now. But I only saw that about 3 months ago, and I wasn't that impressed. But it's obviously better than this. I understand why that is a classic by people my age who are in the same middle schools I was in and whatever. But something like this, No Hard Feelings, got a couple of chuckles out of me. That's really the concern I have, is was it a funny movie, as a comedy, as a raunch comedy? Was it actually clever? Not really. It's kind of just very bland, very average, very mediocre. Nothing really special, per se. I didn't love it, but I definitely didn't hate it. Let me make that very clear. The filmmaking aspect to it was kind of nice, in my opinion, because it felt like a return to those early 2000s movies we used to get, like Employee of the Month with Dane Cook, for example. I miss that era of having lower budgets, just a straight character story, which this manages to balance that out. fairly well, and I did enjoy that. There's solid performances, I guess, from pretty much everybody, Jennifer Lawrence being the standout, and there's some okay jokes that, again, kind of got a couple of chuckles out of me. But I wasn't laughing my ass off watching this, if I'm being honest with you. It's just kind of okay. It's something watchable, kind of right at average, underneath average, somewhere in that ballpark. If you're a big comedy fan, maybe you'll love this more than me. I love comedy, but I love kind of raunchy stuff from back in the day, and I wish this had kind of really spiritually brought that back, and it just didn't, in my personal opinion, with the execution of it, or really anything in it. It's just fine. It's really, really fine. It's really watchable, and that's about all I have to say about it. Has a decent soundtrack, though. Aside from that, No Hard Feelings is a kind of a lackluster film. I wish I had better things to say about it, but it definitely wasn't bad in case you want to check it out. If this looked by the trailers like something you would want to see, and you haven't seen it yet, you probably like this. And again, it's on Netflix right now, so if you have it, check it out. It'd probably be the perfect opportune time for you. Anyway, if I had to rate No Hard Feelings on a 5-star basis, I'd give it like a really high 2 out of 5 stars. It's not for me amazingly so, because again, I'm not a Jennifer Lawrence fan. If you happen to be, maybe you'll love this, maybe you'll find it more shocking that she of all people on the planet would make this movie. I was surprised by that, but I wasn't a fan of Jennifer Lawrence going into this. Again, it feels a little true to life to me, so maybe you won't feel that way. But it's not a family movie, excuse me, just in case you didn't know. So let me know what your thoughts and comments are about No Hard Feelings down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear everything you have to say about it. And thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. Happy Thanksgiving next week, and goodbye.